Gratitude, they say, is also a great liberator. And it's probably the most direct road to happiness. So it's very easy, and I'm learning this from people who've been through much worse than I've been. It's very easy to get very angry and fearful. And but when you can count your blessings, I mean, really, like my dogs, my cat, like your friends, the supportive community. Uh, that can be quite conducive to happiness and overcoming. And then I'll just say medications. I mean, you didn't have the best luck with them, at least for a long time, it sounds like, and that's really unfortunate. But there are plenty, and most people are, we're quite well aware in 2025 in a way that we weren't probably even 10, no, 20 years ago, of medications. You know, people should not think that, and I've talked to a bunch of people over the years that I don't want to change my personality. I'm going to go through this without
Mm-hmm.
medication. And I don't think that's very smart. Medications, we talked about the brain before, and it's got to have a certain level of serotonin, and and if your serotonin levels are depleted, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be anxious, and there's no reason not to. We have the medical technology now. We have the medicine. If you're struggling with something, get the medications one way or another. And easier said than done if you don't have the right insurance. But generally, I think most insurance policies cover it.
A lot of
And
them
there's
do. The one
no,
I was on one that was $1,600 a month, so they always found a way to not pay for it. And I just would get samples, which was bizarre.
that's
Yeah,
unfortunate. Yeah.
I'm one of the people I'm going to interview very soon is a neuropsychiatrist and who can really talk to about like I don't. There's no way to have an absolutist position on drugs because that includes Tylenol and heroin. I mean, like there's
And
just no
coffee.
way. Right, exactly. I mean, I've given up caffeine has actually been one of the things that's helped me the most. So,
No, I don't
yeah,
take my coffee away from me.
no, well, it's if it's good for you. Well, that's the thing is it's so individual. And my issue with the medications is not the drugs themselves; it's the manner in which they're being prescribed, how they get approved, where the research comes from, and then the systemic things. But after I have that conversation, I'll definitely send it to you when I do. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think asking for help, being open to help, receiving help, um, going through anything alone is just vastly inferior to anything else, even just having a pet. And for me, for a long time, I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody. I was very, very much alone. And then it became a self-imposed exile because I was so ashamed. I thought I deserved it to be alone and to be miserable. And then it kind of became a badge of honor, which was not a good thing for me either. And I had a time when I started to, and I felt so bitter and angry for a long time. And I coined this phrase, which does happen every now and then, that I was like, I've got a choice. I could feel bitter or I could feel better. Like it's just as simple as that. Like I could feel right and feel aggrieved and probably be justified in my righteous anger. And I could be miserable the rest of my life feeding on that righteous anger. I mean, that's what Fox News is. It's just grievance porn, basically. And life's just better when you finally are able to let that go. But man, if you told me that 5 years ago, I would have been so angry at you for trying to make me let go of my anger. And that's just kind of what came from me being really, really isolated. So, friendship and community, these things help. And I'm glad that we were able to just reconnect in this way. I would really love to have you back on because there's never enough time for me. Like I've just learned that there's 2 hours will never be enough, 3 hours. And definitely to hear more, updates with how things are going with the trial.